So for the everyday business owner who's in their business, they know they want to scale their business, right? How are they able to? Can you walk us through maybe the pros and cons of the different marketing channels and how they may be able to figure out what's right for them at that point in time?
Sure. So most people start with social media marketing. That's the easiest thing. You just jump right in. You start posting on Instagram. You start posting on YouTube. You start posting on TikTok. You start posting on Twitter. And then they realize that their customers need to find them online. So the next thing they get into is search engine optimization. They start thinking about, am I showing up in Google? Am I showing up inside of Bing? Am I showing up inside of the maps? And then they realize that that's good, and they're getting some customers from social media, and they're getting some customers from search engine optimization, but they kind of hit this plateau where maybe they're doing well, but they want to grow more. And so that always eventually leads into the next one, which is generally email marketing, which is they have their existing customer base and they start sending emails to their existing customers. They're trying to re-engage their existing customers. And then they kind of hit a plateau there and they think, well, what should I be doing next? And the next thing, which is really where everybody eventually ends up, is paid media. And so paid media for a local business generally starts with Google search. That's the highest demand. So somebody's actually searching for your product or service. They come in, they click on the Google ad, they go to your page, and then they sign up or they find your location. Then they'll generally go into local service ads, which is another really great place to advertise. And then eventually they get to this point where they've maxed out all the demand-based paid media areas. So somebody's doing a search and then they're showing up. They max all of that out. And then they realize that I've got this great database. What I mean by database, I mean all of your customers. I mean all of the people who you have their phone number, you have their email address. And then in addition to that, one of the things we've had for the last 3 or 5 years is cookies as well. So all the people who have been to your web page that you've cookied them. And what you can do with these two things is you can run.
What does that mean for people that don't know cookied them? What does that mean?
So if you don't know what a cookie is, when somebody goes to a page, you can essentially track that user and then you can serve them ads throughout the internet. And this has been a really big debate in digital marketing, but it's been one of the foundational ways that people have been able to run ads throughout the internet after somebody comes to a web page. That's changing a little bit now, and there's some new privacy standards that are going in place, but there's still going to be ways to what we call remarket or retarget your customers. But at the end of the day, the evolution is really, you start in social, you get into SEO, you get into email marketing, you get those 3 channels working for you. Then you get into paid media, you start in search, and then you eventually go to all the different areas of paid media, including the ones I discussed, but also ones such as Facebook and all the different meta properties, Instagram, YouTube, and it kind of continues to go on from there. At the end, where everybody ends up once they've got a really, really big budget and they're huge, is they start getting into programmatic OTT, television, and radio. And that's really kind of that upper funnel thing. So that's the evolution of digital. And if you play it right and you're kind of systematic about it, you can have a really low cost the entire way and get customers the entire way and then fuel the business the right way until you eventually get to the point where hopefully, you've got 100 franchise locations, you're running, tens of thousands of dollars around each location, depending on how big it is. And you've got plenty of customers coming in. And then the next thing that happens is you get to this point where you just need more employees, which is a whole nother thing that you can do digital for.
If you enjoyed this short clip from the podcast, you can check out another short clip right here. Or if you want to watch the full episode of this podcast, you can watch that here. And remember, knowledge is not power. It's applied knowledge that's power. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.